To be an entrepreneur and a salon owner, you have to be passionate about other people's success more than your own, I think. We need to be able to walk into our salon in Parrish, Florida, or Somers, Connecticut, and know that it's a cutting loose. Enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. You're never going to be in this spot again. My success comes when people are successful around me.
I am sitting here in the beautiful office of Coral Pleas, and we just finished recording our podcast. And what I really is amazed is how she turned herself from being a stylist to an owner, and as actually a CEO and founder of Cutting Loose Salons. And when I say Cutting Loose Salons, she grew a company from being behind a chair and all the way to multiple seven-figure companies that allow her to have this great place where she can dream about her vision and incorporate her team in this vision. You see, the thing is, the minute you're looking at your staff as employees, they were always going to be an employees. But if you look at your staff as investors and not an employees, then the company, it can only flourish and grow. So let's change our mindset from being a boss to an empowered leader, from being a boss to an inventor, thinker, to be empowering multiple partnership, whether it's with the community, whether it's within your team. You can always grow and progress your team to be your investors. Coral, yes. Before we dive right into your great success, and you had so much success, and I know business has got its high and it's got its low, but before we dive, I would love to take you back.
Okay.
All the way to that time when there was a moment that you felt like, this is it, I'm throwing the towel down. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Why am I doing this? Why am I just putting 24/7 into missing up time with the children, missing up time with me, myself? And at that time, what was that moment that took you back into the game? What made that you say, screw it, let's go?
Wow, that is a great question. And I think for ours was, we had a fire in my previous life and my other partnership day before Christmas, and we lost the whole upstairs. And on top of that, but we didn't miss a beat. We opened up downstairs, double shifting.
Yeah.
And then I had 8 stylists walk out. So that would definitely be the time. And I'm like, what is all of this about, But
why do you think they walk out? What was
I think the fear that, because we lost half of our space, but it was great. We really did. We double shifted. Of course, it was going to be a change for everybody. Plus, a young girl down the street opened a new hot salon. And so my lesson there was, it's hard to not, I'm a nurturer, just naturally. And it is hard to put those boundaries together. But I did learn that too. I mean, I am close, but, you still get your heart broken.
It does. It's painful.
But we recovered, and, we came back, and, it was stronger than ever. But yeah, that would definitely be a time when I thought, is this really all worth it? This is a lot of work.
This is emotional work. You put so much into it. But what was that moment that made you feel, nope, I'm going to keep going? What made you feel that way?
Well, I think that's hence Cutting Loose. I left shortly after that. After, I had a great partnership, multi-location salons, multimillion-dollars. But in 2007, I decided it didn't give me pleasure as much as it usually does with passion. So at 47, I left my partnership. It was like getting a divorce, and I had to leave the children. It was horrible.
Oh, I bet.
But since opening in 2008, I can assure, my passion is just so much greater, and there's never a day that I dread coming into work. And so I found, my place, and that was, opening Cutting Loose.
I was reading a lot of Facebook posts, and I'm walking into the salon on eggshells.
Yes.
Really not enjoying coming into my own salon.
Yes.
And I remember several times when I had to do that, I'm like dreading to get up in the morning, and walk into my company that I built,
Yes.
and I felt like I was a stranger there.
Yes.
Why does it happen? Is it only in our industry? Why is it happening?
I think, that's a great question too. I think from mine, it was really when I was losing confidence in our company that's when I started, feeling like I was walking on eggshells and everything. It was funny. My son, Travis, and partner, he was going to leave the company at that time too, but he told me, he goes, when was the last time you didn't dread Fridays? Fridays were the, managers, owners meetings, and they're essential. But I did dread them because we really weren't on the same page anymore. And there were things that I wanted to do differently. So I think my confidence was definitely lacking then.
Yeah, and confidence is everything. So I feel like whenever, I don't know how it is for you till today, because you've been doing this for a long time.
45 years.
45 years. It's just a minute. I know. It goes by so quick. But before we even go into what made your success to where you are, because obviously it is, I remember those days where I was looking forward doing what we used to call empowerment meetings, where our performance reviews. I enjoyed them very much. I always did till today.
Yes.
I love them. But so many people dread them. So many. And I think it comes back into confidence.
Oh, definitely.
What do you think? Because when you run your company, you want to come to work knowing this is my vision. This is what I'm building. You're here because I let you be here.
And we're going to do it together.
And we're going to do it together. Exactly. But yet, there's so much fear for an entrepreneur. And I think a lot of, it doesn't matter whether female or male, of to have that serious conversation.
Yes.
To have that, this is how it runs. This is how I want it.
Yeah.
And it's not a good fit for everyone.
Well, I think we've all felt this sense, and I know I said I hate always going back to COVID because it's going to be 6 years now. But we were definitely more structure. It was 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. This is how we do it. You work Saturdays, So a lot of good things came from COVID because we all learned a little more about balance. I think the fear is like putting up expectations that maybe won't be lived up to and giving them so many standards that they don't feel like they could live up to it. Right now we're in
You mean their confidence?
their confidence to see if they could live up to your standards. We're doing evaluations right now. It's the beginning of the year. So this is looking back on 2025 and setting for 2026. And like you, it's my favorite part of the year. I mean, I just love, setting goals. And we got to where it was like, it's not about the numbers. It can't be all about the numbers. And that is part of it. Like it is about, everyone's life and work and balance. But it is about the numbers. Like if you want to be successful, like we celebrate $100,000 a year hairdressers. Like that doesn't come by chance, that comes by hard work on their part and on ours. And not everybody wants to be a $100,000 a year hairdresser. And we accommodate that too. We have very part-time for moms but most of our $100,000 a year hairdressers are moms. So you can, have it all. But setting the standard, I see most of us going back to having our standards higher than we really had probably let it go more since COVID.
Yeah, I think there's ups and downs goes in it. If you set goals, most people set goals like, okay, here's where I am, here's where I want to be.
Yeah.
But what we end up not doing is, here's where I am, can I go there?
Right.
Like, why here?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're going to set your goals here, you'll get here.
Yeah.
But if you're going to set your goals much higher, but people are afraid, like you said, to set goals.
Yeah.
Higher than average.
Yeah.
And so, and how do you push the generation of today? I don't know how you work with the Gen Zs of today, which I think they're fabulous.
Yes.
They're hungry. They're hungry.
I said, I feel like, I call them my unicorns right now. We just have 8 proteges, and they're probably the best that we've had in many years because they are passionate. I didn't ask you what that generation was. And they're passionate. They are work oriented. They want to do a good job. They want to excel. So it gives you, it gives you a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, I can't wait to see what they're going to do next year when they're on the floor as stylist.
Yeah. And do you feel that we kind of given it 180 degrees?
Oh, yeah.
Where we kind of saw during COVID and afterwards the quiet resignation.
Oh, yes.
Right? But then do you feel like people are starting to feel more pride within their craft?
Absolutely.
How do you see that as a difference? Where is it?
It's funny because when I think about what built our company and our success was our leaders. We have leaders on the floor, protege leaders, front desk, and we, do things together, but we had lots of classes, but they had to step up, like they had to be the role models. And after COVID, when we came back, quite a few of my leaders didn't want to lead anymore. Like they just wanted to come to work, do their job, and it was fine. It was great. So there was probably 2 or 3 years we were really just working it with the owners and stuff like that. And then now this last year, it's like we find people that want to be educators in the salon. We find people that want to be ambassadors. We had 4 girls enter Nouveau for Intercoiffure, and they were on stage in New York. And we haven't had that in over 5 years.
As an owner, as an entrepreneur, looking backwards.
Yeah.
To where you started your journey as your own. Have you ever thought at that time that you're going to build a multiple location? Was that your goal?
I think I had a great coach. We were talking about that. Every coach has a great coach. And he's like, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to have 5 salons in 5 years. And he's like, okay, let's do it. And we did.
And so what was the cost? Because you were a single mom.
Yes. What was the cost? Okay. Thankfully, both my children worked with me at the time.
Okay.
In the salon, but I mean, it definitely took, a lot. I still talk now. I still need to find hobbies.
No hobbies.
I don't have any hobbies. Work is my hobby, but,
Is that so long?
No.
I keep telling my husband.
I know.
I said, babe, you love playing guitar. You're in a band. You're playing all the time. You have hobbies.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, well, work is your hobby. And I'm like, yeah, I love it.
I do. I still love it too. So I could probably find some other things, my kids, my grandkids, my dogs, my hubby, not in that order.
There's a cost to being an entrepreneur, for
yes.
sure. Success doesn't come overnight, and it doesn't come because you're just jumping on a rope whenever you want to. What was the cost for you to go through something like this?
I guess now having hobbies would be one. But like I said, mine was a little different because Travis and Taylor both worked. They grew up in the industry. I was an educator. They traveled with me, my mom. And so they went with me everywhere when I was traveling. And so they were here. And so we got to do it together, which I think, probably gave it a lot more. But as far as loss, I don't know, time for sure is, one of the things you lose. But now I'm making up for it, traveling everywhere.
Let's talk about this, because that is a habit.
Oh, yes.
If you could tell entrepreneurs of today that start a company, and they do want to grow to 5 salons, what not to do before you open your second one? How to prepare to open a second?
Yes. Okay. Well, knowing that having a second one is like a second child. It's not double the work. It's triple and quadruple the work.
Yes.
So
why? Because when I keep telling everybody you cannot open a second location until your systems are done.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. You have to have your systems. It has to run identically to, we call this the mothership.
The mothership.
The mothership. Like, we need to be able to walk into our salon in Parrish, Florida, or Somers, Connecticut, and know that it's a Cutting Loose. And that's the hard part to create, are the systems.
What do you need to do to create this? So when you open your second one, did you have boundaries? And you said, this is how we're going to grow. This is how we have to come in. I mean, is it a Starbucks model where everything has to be the same? Is there core values that are the same in each one of them? Because your model is partnership.
Right.
And so how do you maintain the same values, the same vision, the same vibe?
Yeah. Well, I think
all the way to Connecticut.
yes. Well, I think for ours, I don't ever see us becoming a franchise per se, because everyone that is a partner with us has grown in this company, loves the culture, loves the education, has the same mission. So it makes it a little easier, I think. Kelly was a superstar behind the chair. And even when she asked if she wanted to become a salon owner, I said, well, I have to ask you, is it because you want to make more money or because you want to lead a team? And because at the time she was making, taking home over $200,000 a year. So to get there when you first start a salon takes a bit. But she said she wanted to lead, she wanted to have her own team and she wanted to lead her team. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So you have to be passionate about other people's success more than your own, I think, to be an entrepreneur and a salon owner.
Yeah. And so if we go back to the beginning of the question, what should we not do if we wanted to open a second location? And what's the difference between opening a third and a fourth and a fifth location?
Right. Well, I think, honestly, having more salons has been easier than having two. Okay. I think having two. I think because you're not as attached, like you're actually letting the systems run the salon. Like it's not like taking you to run the salon like it does when you first open, your first location. And once you can see the systems work, 4 and 5 are the easier ones than really 2.
Yeah, it does. A lot of the challenges that when I'm listening to our members is letting go.
Yes.
And you see them, they're not growing if they don't let go. And even to let go, and we talked about it even on your partners, to let go, there's a certain of freedom that you get when you let go.
Yes.
But just to cut that cord is super hard. If you could look backwards, was it hard for you to let go?
I think so. If we're talking about letting go, we were talking about this yesterday. I think one mistake that a lot of salon owners make is because they're the busiest, best salon owner, stylist in the salon. So they open a salon. Well, that doesn't mean you're going to be the best salon owner. And getting from behind the chair, that part was hard to let go, because I still loved doing hair. I still loved, having my clients. But I could see how it was hindering my success because I didn't have the time to devote and help build the other stylist. And I see that with most of the salon owners that, I work with too. It's like, it's so hard to get them to believe that you can get from behind the chair and you'll still make money. The whole idea is to get the other stylist to be the successful stylist and then, making the money that way. Yeah. It's a fear.
It's a fear.
Yeah, it's definitely a fear.
And it needs to be gone.
Yeah.
And the only way to face a fear is to actually do it.
Yes.
And then you're over it.
Yes.
Really, that's all it is. It's just like if I'm afraid of something, that is probably your biggest sign that you need to do it.
Yes.
In order to move to that next level. And the thing is, like, everything you have done to get you to where you are today, let's say it's your first salon, everything you built to get there is not going to take you
to the next level.
To the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a whole different ballgame now. And I still hear so many owners. And it's not just salons. I'm talking to med spa owners. I'm talking to my doctors.
Yes, I was just going to say the same.
The same. They're all the same. The dentists, they still do the work. But they want to grow. They want to be built. And you cannot do it. Yeah. You just can't. As a matter of fact, you become so selfish when you're still holding on to your clients.
Yeah.
At one point, people don't realize that they're no longer in the client business, but they're really in the people business.
Right.
So how do you do it with that? How did you manage to let go?
I think, and it is funny, it's like your goal as a salon owner is to not be the busiest stylist in the salon. If you are, that is the problem. Yeah. Like yours is to grow other stylists to be the busiest. And I was saying when I did, it was very difficult to get from behind the chair. I mean, I was a very busy hairdresser. I mean, I had 3 assistants. I booked every 20 minutes. All I did was highlight and cut. Somebody else did all the blow dry supplies. I mean, that's how I learned how to do hair. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
And so to step away from that and that income was a big thing. So I had a great coach, and he's like, we're going to, figure out what your salary is. And instead of working on commission, because we all do, even as a salon owner, you're going to pay yourself a salary. And then you're going to take a day from behind the chair, and you're going to start coaching and working and, doing your budgets and stuff. And then one day grew into 2, and then grew into 3, and, kept my salary. It's funny because I'm in the process of looking at retirement. Nobody believes it, but I am. And
I don't.
I know. And for my son, though, that's what I told him. You don't have to give me any money. I just want to keep my salary.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
Yeah. And really focus on that allowed you by building not just one salon, not just
Right.
a salon, but you brought a certain model of growing to multiple location because you looked at this in a different site.
Right.
A lot of people look into, let's build a few salons, but you've built partnerships.
Right.
That model is pretty sick. That allows you to keep growing and empowering
Yes.
other people to become owners.
Well, even when we go to the schools, like it starts as a protege and you go through our academy, you go on the floor, become a hairdresser. You can be an educator, an ambassador for products, or you could be a partner. And that's what I encourage them. I get it. Stylists get to a level where they really feel like they've tapped out. They're making the most amount of money they can make. And so sometimes they feel like going independent is their way.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, let me show you how to open a 1,500 square foot salon, like I helped Kelly,
Yeah.
with 8 stations, and she did $1 million the first year.
Which is incredible.
So it was only first year, $1,500 more a month than you would pay for a room.
Exactly. Why not do that?
Right. Why not have, when you start, her thought was, okay, I'll have 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Now she has 8.
Yeah, and I love it because that is a true entrepreneurial upbringing.
Yeah.
So you take them from a protege
Yeah.
all the way into being a busy stylist, then make a choice what's next for
Right.
you. So the progress is endless.
Yes.
So I love that. I think that is such a great way to do things. There's all many kind of models. One of our partners, their model is 40% and 60% model.
Okay.
So they're literally opening their own. They help them build it. They're financially invested in that.
Yes.
So they're 50%, but at any time they can buy them out.
Yeah.
At a certain point completely. So there's a few ways of doing things, and they're very
Yes.
successful doing that. But I really like the fact that you're empowering them to build these
salon owners.
Yes, absolutely. But they also get the benefits of your franchising
Right.
in a way.
Of our brand, especially our salon in Connecticut. They were 2 sisters that worked for me that opened up there. Obviously, they don't get the brand recognition or anything, but here, like Kelly, she opened Cutting Loose, obviously has a name, and it helped her, open with a bang. And their proteges, their stylists, can come to our academy on Mondays for classes. That's another thing as a salon owner, not many of them. One of the most difficult things to start here was building our academy, to build an educational platform, because I really believed in handpicking and growing our own. We don't hire experienced stylists. I say that, but we have had a few move to Florida,
Yeah.
and that's been successful too.
Yeah,
But we didn't grow that way.
Yeah.
We grew taking them from school, training them, and putting them on the floor.
What do you, if you looked in your journey and you spoke to Carl a couple of years ago, what would you tell her to do in order to be where you are now in your success? Maybe to speed up things. What would be the 3 things that you can advise anybody that is in this journey and feel that every day they do the same, and maybe you're the 7 figures, maybe you're the top 6 figures, but you're still stuck. You're still not making the money that you want. You're still not taking the paycheck home. You still don't see the freedom. What can you tell them?
Yeah, my big thing is I don't know that I would have done anything differently. I think I had great coaches that helped me. My first salon, was 5 chairs, 5 people for 5 years, and I thought that was successful, but I never grew. We never did anything. Then I did a partnership, and I learned so much from that, and it was such a blessing. But now, just being in a partnership with my son, but out of those 5 salons that I talked about, in some ways, I think it's having the courage to just go for it, but also having the ego that doesn't keep you in something because you opened it. One of the locations we opened was not successful. And I had some of my best stylists there. And even to today, I don't even know exactly what didn't make it successful. But then when we opened Lakewood Ranch and it did $1 million the first year, it's like, okay, this is the wrong space. It's the wrong location. Let's close it. Those stylists, I brought them back to university. Thankfully, they trusted me because first they moved there and had to build all over again. Then they moved back. So I think it's, not letting your ego get in your way of closing something because of what people will say. And that was just the right move for us at the time.
Oh, I so can relate to that. When we opened our it was the first location, and the second year I had no business doing that, but I did. I opened the second floor, a spa. And even
this was a spa one time too.
Yeah, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it won many awards, Best of Boston, Best Spa, we were recognized in Allure magazine, we were everywhere. But it was the wrong business for me.
Yes.
The wrong. And it took me 3 years to close it.
Right.
But it was choking my life. It was choking my energy. It was choking my money. And I had no idea how to handle stuff. I think that years later, I'm thinking to myself, why did I want to do it? Because I wanted a massage. I wanted a facial. I wanted a pedicure and a manicure. And I just needed to do it. So I opened one. But thank God and that was hard.
Yes.
So hard to let go of the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're coming into our rapid questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What's your superpower?
My superpower, I think, is, having the confidence to be brave and do, things that most people think are crazy. And, but I mentioned a little bit before too, is like, but also not letting your ego get in the way when it's not the right thing. Like being able to say, okay, well, that didn't work. So I would say that is letting go.
If you could put a billboard anywhere, big one, what would it say?
It's funny because ask any of the stylists or any of the team here, I'm always like, enjoy the journey. So many of us are, even the stylists, they're just wanting to get to the next level. They're wanting to get to be master. They're wanting to get, and it's like, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. You're never going to be in this spot again.
Yeah.
And so,
true.
Being present.
Wow. You're never going to be in this spot again. So enjoy it.
Yeah.
Wow. We just never get to enjoy where we really are.
I know.
Oh, I need to listen to that a little bit more. What's your definition for success?
For mine, we touched a little on the salon owners. For me, success comes from watching, many stylists from our team for the last 18 years that have succeeded, starting as protege and, lots of single moms that are buying homes and are successful as single parents. Married once too, but I was a single parent, so I know how difficult that was. And the $100,000 club, becoming partners, educators. Like my success comes when people are successful around me.
When you're looking for yourself to grow and to progress, you're just hit another ceiling.
Yeah.
And your next is what you're saying, retire. But we got to progress, continue progressing. What do you think would be your next? What's in store?
Well, for me, I definitely see, I am passionate about commission salons, employee-based salons, and I feel like a lot of young salon owners need help, like what you're doing. And so I definitely want to participate more in like helping our salon industry thrive, like it needs to. We work so hard to get to that level of respect and being able to charge appropriate prices and everything. Keeping that level and even higher in our industry is definitely what I see my next step for.
Oh, can't wait. This has been so enlightening, but there is one curious question.
Okay.
Talking about pricing.
Okay.
People are always afraid to raise their price.
Yes.
It's normal. What would be a good advice to tell them about that, especially being in a commission,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Well,
It's easy to raise prices when you're an hourly
right.
paid or salary paid. But when it comes to commission, it's scary for them.
It is. It is. But, it comes back to that work smarter, not harder. Like they think they just need more, as I say, butts in the chair. And it's not. It's just about, taking that guest and giving them everything that they need. The base color, the highlights, the treatments, having them do the take home. And when they do get promoted, like ours is very structured on, income, retail, referrals to be able to be promoted. If you don't lose 20% of that clientele when you raise your prices, you didn't raise them enough. They laugh all the time because I'm like, well, time for an increase.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're not going to get the new guest. A perfect example, I had a stylist talk about not letting it go. We opened the St. Regis. When the St. Regis opened here, we opened the salon there. They approached us. First, I was like, no. But they approached us. It cost us nothing to go in. I had a stylist that was definitely at that level.
Yeah.
And I asked her, would you want to be that? I did do a partnership with that. So when she left, and we were there for 8 months, we had a great relationship with the hotel. It just was not hotel business. It's not ours. Everything that I knew how to make us successful, that corporation, we just couldn't do. Yeah. So we did choose to leave, and it was brave on her side too. But I loved it because when she came back, she was not afraid to charge the right prices because she was charging huge prices at the St. Regis.
Okay.
And so I do love watching her come back. And she lost most of her clientele. She was an artisan. She was gone for 8 months. And with these new clients that she's building, it's like she's not afraid to charge. Her average ticket is double what it was when she left.
I like that.
Encourage.
Do you have a system for raising prices?
Yes. So ours, we have 7 levels in the salon, and you start at stylist and you go to artisan. And artisan right now is our top level. And we just coach and we meet, and they have to carry certain numbers for 10 weeks. Then they get promoted, and then so on and so on.
Got it. So there's always a progress.
Oh, yeah, there's always a progress.
Love it.
As we were talking about when I opened the salon, I feel blessed that both my children, Travis and Taylor, were in the industry with me. Taylor and her wife have moved on and went to Vermont and living their best life up there, not doing hair, which is sad, but Travis, he came with me when we opened Cutting Loose. He had worked with me since he was 14 years old and had the courage to leave. And like I said, we opened with 3 stylists.
Yeah.
And it was Travis and I and one other.
Great. Yeah.
And but he has grown into being an amazing, not only hairdresser, but partner. Yeah. And he is. Now he's coaching and training on... I'm more of the HR. I do the evaluations. I do the one-on-ones. I do all that. He's the money guy. Okay. He definitely, creates all the deals with the distributors and keeps an eye on the bank account.
Yeah.
And but now he's been coaching this year because he will, have shoes to fill. Yeah. Which will be mine. But he's definitely ready, and the team looks up to him and respects him. And I think it's hard as a child sometimes to take over.
I would think it's so hard to work with your child. I mean, I've tried a couple times.
Yeah.
Successful for a short time. What does it take to work with your child? Is it so incredible?
You know what? I think Travis and I have such an amazing mutual respect that I've never... I don't think, as others, but I've never babied them or given them opportunities because they're my kid. If anything, they've definitely had to work harder than anybody else in the salon.
Yeah, always.
Having those boundaries of, mom and son, but I respect him, but he definitely has huge respect for me and he's never crossed that line, ever.
Oh, that's fabulous. And which location is he usually?
He's at the Lakewood Ranch. Okay. He was my partner there. And then when 2 years ago, he came and now it's 50-50 in both locations. And like I said, that's what I told him. I just want to keep my salary.
And then he's gone. You're gone.
And then I'm gone.
Going now, looking at your success, and I kind of want to bring it up to where we started, that obviously it wasn't easy to be successful.
No.
But success for you, and I see that so many ways, right? You're making great money. You have you have a team of investors.
Yes.
They invest in this company. You reinvest in them. That success. Your next to kin, your son, has grown in here and taken it over for you. Would you say for entrepreneurs out there that as an entrepreneur and owner, your success is a shared vision with your team?
Oh, yes.
And would you say that it's actually the same, a shared vision? We all want the same thing. We want to enjoy our family, be more time with the loved ones.
Yeah.
Travel.
Travel.
That's a hobby for us.
Yeah, that is my hobby.
If you could choose a Louis Vuitton bag or a travel, what would it be?
Oh, yeah, travel.
Okay, if you could choose, I don't know, a diamond ring or travel, what would it be?
Yeah, it would definitely be travel.
Okay.
Although Michael did a good job.
So it really is about quality of time and bringing it back into your community and having an impact.
I love sharing those experiences with the team too. Like I love traveling with them. Like three of the stylists came to Italy with me in September. We went there for a cow event, and their husbands met us. But to be able to travel Europe and see it through their eyes for the first time and know that they got to do that because they're hairdressers at Cutting Loose, that is when I know it's success.
Well, thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. Great stuff. We're going to do this a lot more.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.